everyone, it's Leah and welcome back. So today's video is going to be a different kind of video. I thought that I'd sit down and talk with you guys about my fashion makeup course that I completed last year, because recently I've been getting quite a lot of comments and messages on my Facebook asking questions around my fashion course that I did last year. So I thought that I would talk about it in a video and just combine all the questions that I got asked and also talk about the course itself, my experience, and if it's worth it and all of that kind of thing. So if you guys want to know more about my experience with my fashion makeup artistry course and also my experience with the course I'm doing now, which is special effects, then just keep on watching. So when I left school, I left back in 2014. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know if I wanted to go to uni. I didn't know if I wanted to work or travel. So I was a bit lost and I was a bit all over the place because a lot of my friends were going to uni and I felt like I was missing out, or I wasn't really in a place in my life compared to them, like they knew what they wanted to do, whereas I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew that I had a passion for makeup and beauty. I knew that I loved doing makeup to myself, but I thought that I would branch my skills, or the skills that I already knew, and I thought that I would do a course where I could become a professional makeup artist, a qualified makeup artist, and I thought that it would help with my confidence and also my techniques. And then yeah, I didn't really know where I wanted to go from there, but I looked up a lot of different makeup courses. I was going to do the one up in Auckland, but firstly it was a lot more expensive, and secondly I would have to move, which would be more money obviously. So I thought that I'd stay in Wellington. I looked up the Wellington makeup courses, and the one that stood out to me the most was Welltech. Welltech is kind of like a polytech. It's almost like a uni, it's just a lot smaller, and the courses you can do are fitted into like a smaller period of time. So my course that I did was 17 weeks, and it is quite a lot of work. So it's like 4.5 months, and they cram a lot of it into that time, so it is very stressful. So I looked into that course and I thought that it'd be really, really good because it is really close to my house. It's not that expensive, and I knew a few people that were actually doing the course before me. A few of my friends that I went to school with did the course and they said it was really good. So I went to an open day and I had a look around and I really, really enjoyed it. I loved the layout. I loved how all the classrooms are spread out and they just looked really cool. So I went to apply. I didn't get into the first half of the year. The course is split into two, so you can do the first half or the second half. I didn't get into the first half of the year, so I just worked a lot for the first half. And then I got into the second half of the year, which started at the end of July. It started at the end of July and went through till the start of November. They talk to you a lot about if this is worth it, if you think that this is the kind of industry that you want to get into. It kind of made me think a lot about if this is what I really wanted, but after actually doing the first few days at the course, I loved it. I didn't really like school, but this was kind of like school, but you're going to school to learn what you want to learn. At school, you know, you got to learn maths and science and English, and that stuff didn't really appeal to me. But when I went to makeup school, as you would call it, it was like going to school, but I actually was learning things that I actually enjoyed, which I really, really liked. But they do talk about a lot if this is actually for you, if you are doing it long distance, like if you're moving down from home, if it's worth it for you moving down, if you get homesick, if you have had trouble in your life with family, friends, boyfriends that might interrupt your study. If you think that it's going to be an easy course, a lot of people thought it was going to be an easy course, and I had a lot of people in my class drop out. I had a lot of people fail because they just thought they could save it to the end. They thought that they just thought it was an easy course because it's makeup, essentially. But there's a lot more to it than just makeup. You learn a lot of different things. It's not just apply eyeshadow and put some mascara on and put some foundation on. You learn about skincare, you learn about hair care, you learn about how to talk to people, you learn how to do makeup on other people, which is a lot harder than doing makeup on yourself. A lot of people think that just because you can do a smoky eye on yourself, you can do it on someone else. It's so much harder. That's what I found the most difficult last year, was doing makeup on someone else. But I'm so thankful that I did the course because it actually made me, it gave me the skills to be able to do things for the makeup industry. So you got to think if it's the right course for you. Yeah, so that's the first thing that you've got to look at, and obviously look at different courses. So if you're in Auckland, looking at the Auckland courses. If you're overseas, like in Australia and stuff, look at courses around you, compare them to other courses. I know that there's a few down in Christchurch. and that's like, I think you can do a whole year course where they mix the fashion makeup and the special effects all in one. But I kind of like having that break. I kind of like having everything packed into 4.5 months instead of dragging it out to a whole year, because it can be done in 17 weeks if you put your mind to it. If you time manage really well, you can get it done. Also compare prices, because some people might need to get a student loan, some people might use their own savings, or their parents might pay for it, so also look at different prices. And now I'm just going to talk about the things that I learned in my fashion makeup course last year, and also some things that I've been learning in my special effects. So in the fashion makeup course, you get given a book that has all the things that you're going to learn for the 17 weeks, and it just has a rundown of everything, pictures, photos, you know, everything that you need to know. I still have that, and I still read through it all the time because I forget. Obviously everyone forgets because it's been, what, 4 or 5 months since I did it, and sometimes you just need a refresher, so I really like having that book around. It's a really big book as well, and it's so helpful. And you also get given a kit, which is included in the costs, and the kit it's not too big, but it's not too small. It's really good. It's got everything you need, and I still use the things today on myself and also on people that I do makeup on. So in the fashion makeup course, you learn things from skincare, sort of like how your skin works, if you've got oily skin, what you need to do, if you've got dry skin, what you need to do, the products that you need to use. You go into skincare quite a lot. You'll learn how to wash a client's face. If you are doing makeup at a counter, you need to know how to take it off, what products to use, yeah, all of that sort of thing. And then we did different looks. So we learned about, you know, natural looks, fashion looks. We did client consultations. So if someone sits in your chair, let's say you're working on a matte counter, someone sits in your chair and they want a specific look, maybe for a wedding or for a birthday party or a ball or something, you need to know what questions you need to ask in order to achieve the look that they want. So I found that quite difficult, talking to someone that I didn't know, and having to go through the steps and asking them what they want, because sometimes what you want to do is not what they want. So you need to always think about the customer or the client, and it's all about them, it's not about you. You need to take a step back, and you know, that's what I really like to do. I really like to make people feel really good about themselves, and really happy with the outcome of the makeup look. You also learn about hair, different types of hair, oily hair, dry hair, damaged hair, how to tell if someone's hair's damaged, if it's got enough elasticity. You learn about blow drying, you learn about how to curl different hairs using different tools, you learn about washing hair, you learn about so much stuff to do with hair, how to style hair. Me personally, last year I didn't actually know how to braid hair, so I learned so much more from braiding hair to doing pin curls to setting people's hair in rollers, you know, so many things that I learned. And then you get into things like catwalk looks, so you get a picture from the catwalk, like a Marc Jacobs or something, and you recreate it. What else? We did period looks, so like the 1960s, 1950s, you know, just so many things that I would have never known how to do unless I did the course. Obviously you can look things up and you can do courses online, but as I said, it's so much different doing makeup on yourself than someone else. Everyone really needs to know that if you want to be a makeup artist, it's not about how you do it on yourself, it's about how you do it on someone else. So doing a makeup course that you actually go to every day and you actually, you know, do the training and stuff is really good. I feel like online courses are a waste of time, to be honest. Also at the end they do a competition and they have a theme, and my theme for my year was natural instincts, I think, and I chose to go with winter. Sorry if you can hear that noise, my sister is blow drying her hair. I went with winter and the elements of winter, so I had ice, snow, you know, frost, the colours of blue and white. I'll insert a photo here of the look that I created, and I actually got into the top 10 out of 2 classes, which were both full of, I think, 28 people. So I was actually really proud of myself. It took so long, I was so stressed, but I'm so happy with the outcome. And once I completed the course, I felt a massive weight lifted off my shoulders. It was a very stressful 17 weeks. You're gonna have a lot of ups and downs, but honestly it was the best experience I've ever had. I met a lot of really cool people from all over New Zealand as well, so you get to meet a variety of people. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing the makeup course that I did last year. I had an awesome tutor, and she just talked about her experience with herself in the makeup world, and how she travelled and worked at different places and worked for different people, and I really got inspired by that. So that is kind of my experience with my course last year. I would definitely recommend it if you guys are from Wellington, or if you are kind of near Wellington and you can drive or you can move. It was such an amazing course. I will leave the website down below so you guys can read on the page about what you learn and what you get out of it, where you can work, all of that sort of thing. So now I'm just going to talk about my experience with my special effects course. So after the fashion makeup course, I didn't know if I wanted to do special effects. I didn't know if I was passionate enough about it to do it. But after looking into it and going into the classroom to see what the other class was learning, I thought it was an amazing experience to do. It also, I don't know what the word is, it expands your knowledge of how to do beautiful makeup. You learn more techniques, and it also shows you how you can go from beautiful to ugly, essentially, you know, doing cuts, wounds, making people look old, making people turning girls into guys, all of that sort of thing. So it's such an awesome class. My class has only got 13 people in it compared to my class last year that had 30. And I really enjoy, you know, that tight class, because it means the teacher can come around us all a few times and ask if we're okay and if we need help, and she can give us a lot of feedback, which I love. I love working in a smaller class environment, and it means that all of us can help each other out. So yeah, you know, back to what I was saying, I didn't know if I wanted to do the course, but after going to one of the classes and I just had a look around, I really wanted to do it. So I applied and I got into the first half of this year. So I started at the start of March and it ends in June, towards the end of June, and I am, I think, six or 7 weeks into it, and I have passed 4 assessments so far, which I'm so thrilled. It's gone by really fast, like so much faster than it did last year. I think it's because we already learnt all the basics, you know, of makeup, so we kind of just got into doing this sort of like casualty special effects, so cuts, wounds, grazes, bruises, black eyes, all of that kind of stuff. And we've also learnt how to do how to turn females into males and all the techniques that you need to do for that. We've learnt period looks, so there's Rococo, like the French era, Victorian, Edwardian, the Greek times. So I did Victorian. I will leave a picture here of what I did, and it was such a fun assessment. We got to do period work. So period work, we got to do wig work, so we worked with wigs. And I talked to my tutor last year, and she said that since when she did the course, you know, a few years back, they didn't actually learn how to work with wigs and how to wash wigs and all that sort of thing. So she actually didn't get some jobs because she didn't know how to work with wigs. So it's good that they've included it in this course so that you can learn how to work with wigs, how to use wigs, all of that kind of stuff. And I love wigs, they're so fun to work with. We also did male makeup, so if you're doing someone's makeup on TV, like for the news, you need to know how to cover up any redness and counteract that. And we did like call sheets, so if you're working on a film, you need to know where you need to go, what time you need to be there, what time you need to set up. You need to know how to read a script in a call sheet, which is really cool because I do eventually want to work in the film industry. And yeah, we went to a location, we did someone's makeup, we had to read through a script, we had to do different scenes of the different makeups, and that was really fun. Very stressful, but at the end it was so fun. At the moment doing male like beards, so we're learning how to put fake laid on hair onto people to make, like, recreate looks like hippies or pirates and that sort of thing. So my experience of this course so far is amazing. My teacher is an amazing teacher. She has worked a lot with the stage and film industry, so you know, she's got a lot of knowledge, and she tells us all her little tips and tricks and secrets. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. And also with this course you do get another kit, so now I've got like 2 kits that I combine into one, and I've also bought my own things to, you know, put into my kit, and I bring my kit to course every day, or you can leave it in your locker. And yeah, it's so fun. If you guys are really into makeup, then obviously do the course because it's such a good experience, but you need to do the fashion makeup course first in order to do the special effects course. You can't just go straight to special effects because you need to know all the basics that you learnt from fashion to be able to do it in special effects. I think unless you've worked for 6 months or more at a makeup counter and you've got a portfolio, then and the portfolio is good enough, then I think you can do the course. But yeah, I would definitely recommend doing the makeup course first and then going to special effects. Also, I forgot to mention that in the special effects course you also learn about business and GST and tax, and if you want to start your own business or if you want to do freelancing, how much you should charge people for, you know, makeup, because you need to be able to pay back your kit and all the things that go into your kit. Also for travel, like you need to travel somewhere, and you learn about how much tax you need to pay and like GST and all that. So I'm not very good at maths, but I'm doing a bit of maths tutoring at the moment, and it has helped a lot. And I think it's really good if you guys want to start your own business or if you want to get into freelancing to do this course, because you learn so much about starting your own business and about freelancing, and how much you need to pay, how much you need to charge, because if you don't charge the right amount, then either people are going to think it's too expensive, or you're not going to pay enough. You're not going to charge enough to actually pay back your kit. You're going to get a loss. So that's also what we learn in special effects. So yeah, that is my experience so far. I just thought that I would touch base on what I've learnt and, you know, how I've enjoyed it, and all of that kind of thing. So now I'm just going to answer a few questions that I got from you guys. I think I've already answered most of them. I got messaged on my Facebook page by a few people just asking questions that they wanted to know. So I thought that I'd answer that just now for you guys. So I got asked, do you need to do the course to be able to work on a makeup counter? Obviously, people who are hiring want someone who is qualified firstly, or has had experience working for a makeup company beforehand. A lot of people won't hire you if you're not qualified, or if you obviously don't have a qualification, because you haven't learned what you need to know to work on a counter. Just because you might be good at makeup doesn't mean that you know how to do it on someone else. So yeah, it is obviously a need to do the makeup course to be qualified. You know, go ahead and try apply for jobs, but you are going to get you're more likely to get chosen if you've done more experience, or if you've done more courses in makeup, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for someone who is professional, someone who has done the skills and techniques and learned all of the things that they need for someone to be on a counter. Someone did ask how long is the course, and I did say 17 weeks. So it is quite full on. Everything is, you know, quite packed into that time. You do learn, you know, a new thing every day, which is really cool, but you just need to time manage yourself. You get given a timetable and it tells you every day what you're going to be doing and when your assessments are and all that, so you can work towards it. But yeah, you just need to time manage yourself, and you need to be good at that, because otherwise you will fall behind, and sometimes the teacher won't be there to pick you up. You need to be able to do it on your own. So yeah, it is, you know, sort of packed into a short period of time, but it is achievable, and a lot of people have done it in that time. Someone asked, if you get into the course, is there any time that you can pull out, and can you know, get your money back? I think there is like a 2 week, it's either 2 or 3 weeks into the course where you can pull out if you don't think it's right for you, if you're not enjoying it, if you might not be getting along with some people in your class. You can pull out and you can get a refund of your money. I think after that and you want to pull out, you don't get your money back. But definitely, if you get accepted, definitely go for it. And in the first week, if you feel like this is not what I want to be doing, this I might want to do beauty therapy, or I might actually want to go to uni and study, I don't know, business or something, then you have that option. Don't think that once you're stuck in the course you have to stay in the course. There are options for you to leave if you want to. Someone asked what my timetable is like at course, so like what days I go to uni and, you know, how long for. So for the special effects we get Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, and then for the fashion makeup course last year you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I quite like that I get Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, because I work Monday day shifts at work, so I've got that whole day, and it means that you can go out Friday night if you want to, and you can also go out Saturday night, but then you also get Sunday, Monday to chill out. And then we have course Tuesday 9 till 1:30, course Wednesday 2 till 8, so that's late night, and then Thursday, Friday is 9 till 3:45. So those 2 days are quite long, but we usually get a lot of practical out of that time. And yeah, so that's what my week looks like. Someone asked, is it recommended to work while doing the course? I worked last year, I worked 3 shifts a week, and I still passed the course. So I worked like 2 night shifts and 1 day shift, and I found that that was enough. It wasn't too much, but then it was, a good amount of time, and I also got some money out of it. And I am still working 3 shifts doing the special effects course, and it's not hard. They do recommend for you not to work, obviously, a full-time work, because you can't do that. But yeah, if you need to work, doing like 1 to 3 shifts a week would be like the most that I would do. I wouldn't go over 3 shifts. It just becomes too much, you get too tired, and you will fall behind because you've got to do a lot of homework as well. And someone did ask, do you get homework at makeup school? Yes, you do get homework. You actually have to practice a lot at home, especially on other people. If you practice the looks on yourself, you're not going to really learn. Obviously it's good to practice on yourself, but you need to practice on other people, because that's essentially what you're getting yourself into. You're wanting to work like at a counter or on a backstage fashion show, and you need to be working on other people. So I actually practice on my sister a lot, my friends, and I also practice on my boyfriend. So yeah, practicing on other people, all the makeup techniques that you learn. You've got to do research, so researching different makeup artists, different periods of time. You've also got to make up mood boards and collages and all of that kind of thing. So I don't think the homework is too hard, but you sometimes do get a lot of it. And then the last question is, what do you get out of the fashion makeup course? I think what she is asking is like what you get once you pass. If you guys didn't see, I graduated on Tuesday and I got a certificate for it. I will insert a photo here of me holding my certificate. So you get a certificate for you graduating from the fashion makeup course. So if you ever go for a job interview or something, you need to bring that with you to say that you're a qualified makeup artist. You also get a portfolio out of it, so all the work that you produced throughout the 17 weeks gets put into a portfolio, and you can also hand it around for with your CV to places if you want to get a job. You also get a lifetime of skills, something that you can't just learn off YouTube, something that you can't just learn from someone telling you, someone who is trained, someone who's been in the industry for years and years has taught you what they know and how to be a good makeup artist. So that is what you get out of the makeup course. People who say, oh, that's not worth it, or that's too much money, and all you get out of it is a piece of paper. It's so much more than that. It's a lifetime of skills. It's everything that you need to know to be a good makeup artist. So I definitely recommend doing a makeup course even if you guys know a lot about makeup, even if you watch ShanXO all the time and you're like, oh yeah, I know how to do a really good winged eyeliner. Still have a look and still go, because I thought that I was pretty good at makeup last year, the year before. I was like, oh yeah, I can do this really well on myself. When I actually got to it and I was doing makeup on someone else, I found it so much harder. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's not just on you, it's on someone else as well, and what they want. What kind of makeup that they want. And I thought that I would just touch base on something that I want to do for the future. I definitely want to work for the film industry. I do want to get some experience on a counter, so I might try look at getting work experience on a counter, but I do want to get into the film industry. I do want to travel a little bit, but I am also looking at doing some sort of media course or business course, because I kind of want to get into the business side of makeup as well. So either running my own business, making my own beauty line or something, or getting into marketing and advertising for makeup companies, maybe working for a makeup magazine, something like that. So I want to further my learning, so I'm thinking about either going to uni or just doing like a small course, and also doing makeup freelancing on the side, just to keep my skills up and to get an income, and also because I love makeup and that's what I want to do. So if you guys have any questions that I didn't answer in this video, then feel free to leave them down below, or if you want to message them to me on my Facebook page, it's just Leah Henderson Makeup. I always leave it linked down below if you guys want to go over and check it out. So I really hope you guys found this video informative and interesting, something a little bit different, but I thought that I would share with you guys my experience. Until my next video, I really hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.